we're going to put some teasers out, and this is how we're going to bring the marlin in that we can have a go at. So what we're going to use is some lures with no hooks. You don't want to hook in it because we don't want to catch them on the hook. We actually want to have a go at spearing one or filming one or whatever. As I say, this is a bit different sort of hunting this to what we're usually used to when we're in around the reefs. Here we're out on the 50 metre mark, straight out the back of the Manukau Bar, and we understand the fish are sort of between the 50 and the 100 metre mark. So we're going to troll backwards and forwards all day. We're on the right station to listen for the chatter, and this is quite an important part about being out here, is to listen to what the other boats are up to. Give you an idea if you're not on the right spot, listen to what they're saying. So the channel for that out here is channel 63, and you have a listen, and you know, who knows what we might hear and the information we can pick up. So as far as our spearing gear goes, as you can see, we've got it all laid out to go. So even down to one float being up around the side here, completely out of the way. A bungee, 100-foot bungee, going to another float, which is attached to another 100-foot bungee, which is attached to the gun. So what you do is you'll see us run through the process. There'll be a diver sitting on the back with the gun and he'll be watching the lures. But there'll also be guys whose job is purely just to make sure if that diver goes over, that his bungees and floats go over as well. So nothing gets tangled or caught on the boat, and nothing, this is the really important part, gets tangled on another person, because if you do get a spear into a game fish, they'll take off with enough force to drag a person over the side if they're hooked in your bungees and things that are on the boat. So it's really crucial. Everybody has their own little jobs. You've got a driver, you've got somebody looking after the float and float lines, you've got your diver on the back, and then the other guys that are on board can be the spotters and looking for action on the surface, and also looking for the marlin coming up and touching the lures. And often what you see with that is a beak coming out of the water, and it'll be banging the lure or around, just checking it out. So you've got to be focused on those lures all the time. It's no use sitting back and having a sleep or looking somewhere else. The key thing, the thing you want to always watch is that lure. So as you can see, we're all ready to go. So it's taken a bit to get it all set up, but what we've got is we've got a couple of little lures out there that look like little birds skipping across the surface. And then we've got another lure set just behind them, right in the white water, so only probably 15 metres behind the boat. And then right out the back we've got another lure, so those are the marlin lures. And then we've got a little lure off to the side to see if we get any skippies or albacore. So it's now just a game of patience. You just got to watch. You can't take your eyes off the lures, because if a marlin comes in, he might only come in for a few seconds, and if you're not watching, you miss that opportunity. So we're sitting on about nearly 7 knots is the trolling speed we want to be at. And just sit and wait and see what happens. We could do this all day with no result, or in the next 5 minutes it could all light up. So you got to forget going back to the coast and having a dive, which we're used to, and you put the time in and you can get the results. So we've got Barry in the hot seat. He's going to sit there for probably half an hour, and we'll get another diver geared up and change over. So we'll try and do that all day. Half an hour to an hour, sitting there with the gun ready to go is about all you can do, and then you start to lose your concentration. So we'll see what happens. So what's been happening is we've been trolling these lures now for a couple of hours. It's been quite quiet. There's a lot of fish action on the surface, but nothing's coming in. But we did just hook an albacore, and as it came up to the boat, Jackson went over and had a look, and there was 4 albacore with it, and the albacore unfortunately came off the hook. So now we're dropping a bit of burley, just a bit of a chum line. Jackson just said he's seen some skippies, so we might. It's such a beautiful day, we might just sit here and float for a bit and just see what shows up. Whoop, whoop, whoop.